finals, now we back to winning. Ooh, we talking the Mavs. Baltimore, Dallas, London, the Philippines. You're on the right channel. These are your hosts, your boys. It's Relle and King at WTM. To fill us in and what you think. But keep it cool and respectful. I'm sure you know what I mean. Luka, Kyrie, playing Spencer, about to be cooking. We told Nico run it back, and that's what he doing. He said they wanted magic, well, that's what they brewing. Lively on Max Magic, got her ready to prove it. Queen on the rap, and too much on the beat. Yeah, we 10 toes down. We stand on 2 feet. We said Nico run it back. I think he know what we need. He said we standing on business. There's no I in team. Oh, blow y'all be back. We standing on business. Yeah, we back to winning this. Team back to the gym. We going hard out doing fitness. Let the haters be a witness. We made it to the finals. Now we back to winning. Oh, we talking the Mavs. Baltimore, Dallas, London, the Philippines. You're on the right channel. These are your hosts, your boys. It's Relle and King. WTM. The feelings, send them what you think. But keep it cool and respectful. I'm sure you know what I mean. We talking the Mavs. We talk the Mavs. We talk Mavs.
YouTube, Blow Yard Gang, MFFLs, podcast listeners all over the globe, guys. Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of We Talk Mavs, where we talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective. Tough loss tonight, guys. But y'all know how we do here, man. We talk about all things Dallas Mavericks win, lose, or draw. So we're definitely here to do that. But if you guys are into Maverick content, do us a favor, man, and hit that subscribe button, man. Join us here as we continue to talk about the Dallas Mavericks this season. And also, too, everybody hit that like button, man. Help us get those likes up to build the algorithm up, man, to find more Mav fans like yourselves to join us here and talk Dallas Mavericks. Special guest in the building. We're definitely going to bring him up here in a little bit. Like I said, if you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man, and join us here. We're going to talk about all that plus more. But listen, before we start, man, let's go ahead and start real quick by showing love to the sponsors of the channel.
A huge thank you goes out to FANATICS for continuing to sponsor the channel. If you're looking for the latest Mavs gear, NBA gear, or merchandise in general of any other sports team, check out FANATICS and be sure to use our custom link on the screen and always in the show's description. If you're currently watching the show, scanning the QR code on the screen is the easiest way to get the link. And Glow Yard, this season is looking to be a special one.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Still is the time, man. Go ahead and scroll on down to the description box below and click on that link to FANATICS and copy some brand spanking new Mav merch, guys. You know, the holidays are right around the corner, so it might be the best time now, man, to go ahead and get you some gear now and share it with them loved ones by simply scrolling down to the description box below and click on the link to FANATICS. All right, King, you ready to get to it, man?
Let's do it.
All right, man, let's bring up our guests. Welcome, TM to the P. What's up, man?
Yo, Relle and King, Glow Yard Gang. It is good to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. I hate that it's not a bed of circumstances, man, but hey, you know how it is, man. Either way, man, we still are here to talk Dallas Mavericks, man. We definitely appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, let's go ahead and start the formalities and get right to it, man. I know it's a lot probably people want to talk about, want to hear us talk about, so let's get to it. Let's get to these takeaways of the game here. Yes, sir. Let's put this in the people's face. Well, Rockets win 108-102 against the Dallas Mavericks, y'all. The field goal percentage, Rockets shot 41%. Surprisingly, Dallas shot 45%. Three-point percentage, Rockets shot 8 for 34 for 23%. Dallas shot 10 for 30 for 33%. Free throws, Rockets shot 20 of 27 for 74%. Dallas shot 14 of 20 for 70%. This the kicker right here, fellas. Rebounds.
Yep.
Dallas gets dominated on the boards 50 to 37. Offensive rebounds 18 to 10. Defensive rebounds 32 to 27. Well, let's go ahead and start with our guest, man. TMP, man, what's your takeaway from this game today, man?
Right. So, like a lot of people, I'm sure you either take mental notes, and sometimes I take physical notes, and I have these little papers, and I just, usually fill them up with notes about how guys are playing, how guys are making passes, how guys are defending. And I have one sheet of paper for the first half, and it just says crap. That was my note for the first half. They were flat-footed. They seemed to have no interest in playing. You got this young, well-coached team in the Rockets, and they came out hungry, right? They came out hungry. And the Mavs just did not look like they wanted it all. They were getting beaten to every loose ball, every 50-50 ball. Might as well been called 100% ball, because that's what it was. The Rockets were getting every single effort play was going Houston's way. And it's that kind of stuff. I know you guys are big fans. Like, it's just that kind of stuff. As a fan, you're just like, oh, man. And King was talking me off a ledge earlier. Just, hey, it's one game. It's only one game. And he's totally right. Of course he's right. That's the wise fans, way of thinking and approaching a season. But, man, I just hate seeing how teams like the Thunder and Celtics they're not playing awesome competition every night, but they come out and they blow people away, right? They come out and they just have killer team play from beginning to end. And it just drives me crazy that the team I love can come out and have a stinker like this, right? I get it. We've been playing a bunch of games and a few nights. I get it. I know the excuses, but I don't know. I'm sure y'all played sports. Coaches will tell you losers make excuses, right? Like, I know there's context. I know I know all that. But, like, they just did not look like they wanted it tonight. Like I said, effort plays were all going the other way. Rebounding was just incredible. How many times was there 3 Mavericks and the 1 Rocket got the ball? And you're just like, hey, you guys are the tallest men in the world with really long arms. Reach for it, maybe. Reach for the ball. Don't assume your teammate's going to get it. Instead of letting that guy in the red jersey come get it, right? I mean, like, it was maddening there in the first half. My second quarter notes say see first quarter notes. Like, it's like it was just the same thing for that first half. And so I can keep going, but I'll turn it over to you guys. Like,
oh, no, you got more, man.
I could do the whole game, man. Like, I could do the whole game. That first half was just like grinding your teeth levels of frustration.
Oh my God!
Where you're just like, no. I know it's a stupid thing for a fan to say, but I feel like from my seat watching you on a screen, I want it more than you do tonight. That's insane. That's crazy. You guys are the best athletes in the world. And we on our team, we have some of the greatest players in the world. Yep. And for 24 minutes, they looked uninterested. Most of them, not all, but most of them. And I'm sure we'll talk Luka later. I got some Luka thoughts. Because like you guys, I'm a huge Luka supporter and believer, and we'll go as far as he can carry us along with this amazing talent that he has around him. But I've got 3 things for Luka later that we can jump into. But just the first half was embarrassing. And that's really kind of how I think I internalize it, which is not a healthy way to view sports, right? I was embarrassed by how my team played, and I just want him to come out and. It's one thing to miss shots. It's another thing not to battle for rebounds. Yep. And you saw in the third and fourth quarter the talent, right? You saw the heart. You saw the effort. And you're like, oh, that's the team I cheer for. There you are.
Right.
And so, that first half was just an embarrassment. If nothing else, and I hope he takes advantage of it, if nothing else, Coach Kidd is going to have plenty of material to grill his guys over the next few days and go like, why didn't you go for the ball here? Why did you let him blow past you right here? Why were you complaining while the play was still happening? All that kind of stuff. And so in the second half, it's one of those things where Kyrie reminds you, oh yeah, he's one of the greatest players, not just in the league today, but of all time. Like, he's one of the greatest offensive players, one of the greatest shot makers. Oh yeah. Yeah. Over Dame Lillard, right? Like over plenty of other guys he should have been in there, right? So don't get me started on that list. But yeah, he's just one of the greatest players of all time and one of the greatest shot makers I've ever seen. I've been watching the game a long time like you guys have. And and there's certain nights, and tonight was one of them where he can just almost bring you back single-handedly. And he did it for a while. And then the team rallied around him. Luka decided to pull his head out of the sand, I guess is the nice way to say it, in the fourth quarter and start reminding us that, when you're awake, you're actually the greatest player in the world right now. Like, okay. But for some reason, and when you're cold, you're cold. I get it. I don't want to judge him for his shot. But you could still make all of the other effort plays and make all of your other magic happen with your shot not falling. And it seems like he just gets in his head when he's not making the shot. He's not in the killer kind of way, but in the pouty baby kind of way. His mouth curls and he just starts looking around for bailouts. Like, no, man. You could, if you decided to, get to the cup every time. Every time you can get to that cup, no one man on the Rockets, and they've got great defenders, right? They got great man defenders over there, especially like to guard someone like Luka. They are long, they are tall, they are fast. They are faster than him. Several of them are longer, like all that stuff. But pause to take a king right there. But just the idea that he's settling, and I hate settling Luka because he's so stinking good that sometimes he can still do it even when he's settling, and but not right now. He needs to be attacking because when he attacks, everyone else gets open. When he attacks, that all of a sudden that lob is there, which they've been trying to take away. Because if you beat your man one-on-one, which he's going to beat almost any man defender consistently, I don't know, 60, 70% of the time. If he's getting to the cup, eventually the lob starts opening up because they're like, well, we can't just let Luka have layup after layup after layup after soft bank shot after soft bank shot. We're going to have to send a man. And that's where he picks you apart. And so when he's not settling, all of that opens up. Everything opens up. And obviously he's not the only guy that was an issue tonight, but it starts with him. And so I love him. I want to give him all the credit. He's my MVP, but I also think that means you start when it's time to have criticism, you start with him too, when he deserves it. And he deserves it right now.
What you got, King?
I'm gonna try to be a little shorter than TMP. Not that was a bad thing.
No, my bad.
You actually made great points.
No, you're good, man.
I want a couple things. Rebounding, it was horrible.
Embarrassing.
That's just effort. It was just so many times. It was just get a rebound and end the play. First half, as you say, was trash. We gave up about 60 points, I think, in the first half. Again, I was like, man, what are we doing again? That defense, and we only scored like 30 something, I think.
Bro, I thought about you again when I saw that score. I said, here we go again.
At 60, it looks nasty, but second half defense looked amazing. I was ready to go off into a rant this episode because of the first half. Like I felt like, what is this team? This is horrible. This is not. I stood behind this team, said this is the best Maverick team ever, and all that. That's not after that. But the second half, I feel like they turned it around. They started playing like I know the Mavericks can play. That everybody was clicking offensively and defensively. Like we held them to 108 points at the end of the day. At the end of the first half, it looked like no way we'd hold them to 108 points.
Yeah, it really did.
With them getting under 110 points, the Mavericks should have won the game. I didn't think we were going to get to 100 points today, real talk. Yeah. And we got to 102. So it was just we play without food, man. And we got to stop doing that. We can't do that. And I know the rebounding happened. That was a major piece of it. But it starts with Luka. And Luka, like you said, he's the MVP. We believe he can be the MVP, the best player in the world, all of that. But he hasn't been the MVP so far. Oh, no. He's nowhere. He hasn't been playing like a top 10 player right now. And I think tonight, I saw it when he walked off, when he was doing a little tunnel or whatever. He was hitting himself in the head and all, like he was mad at himself. Like, I actually lost him because I feel like this was the first game where we needed him. Like you feel like it was one of those moments where we were getting out rebounded. The effort wasn't going down. We needed Luka to be Luka right now. And we still win this game. And it was like too little too late. He was making bad decisions, bad shot making. Just stuff wasn't working right. But in that second half, as you see, he just was making Luka shots again, being Luka. So I'm going to put this one on Luka. I feel like Jason Kidd, you felt like with the Klay Thompson thing, like Klay Thompson played 30 minutes, but I feel like we didn't go to him until like the fourth quarter. It felt like he didn't play 30 minutes. And I'm like, whoa, he played 30 minutes tonight. But I think we waited too long to actually start running through Klay. It's like he was attached to Luka tonight when I think we've seen in the preseason he can be attached to Kyrie as well and play with Kyrie. Yeah. But I didn't like that from him. But today, if I had to put the major blame on somebody, I'm putting it on Luka. And I think he'd put it on himself tonight as far as the situation and what happened. If tonight was one of those games, as I said, I felt like we needed Luka. And Luka, if he'd have been on tonight, we would have won this game. but he wasn't, and he waited too late. At the end of the day, he almost got his field goal percentage of like 50%, and it's ridiculous because he was shooting maybe like at the beginning of the game like 3 or 2 of 11 or something like that. And I'm like, wow. But yeah, I'm real. The blame mostly goes to Luka tonight, and like I said, he needs to step up. I'm hoping with that second half he gets out of this funk, that he understands, and he has to get into his playmaking mode. I think he understood. The team started getting back into the game when he started getting off the ball and started letting other guys score. And then he just made plays out of like just chaos or scrambling or, into the plays where he needed to do something, but other guys were still getting involved. Najee Marshall's getting him a wide open layup. Najee gave Luka a wide open layup on a fast break just to get him involved. And I was yelling, like let them help you. That's what they're there at that moment. Let them help you and make things easier. And as I said, it's a transition. It's something he's getting used to. I hate, like I said, he didn't play the preseason. That sucks because these are the games that are getting him involved. Yeah, he has to do it, and he's smart enough. He's going to get it. I already know that, but we need Luka to be Luka because once he's there, I still feel like we're untouchable once he gets there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with everything y'all said, man. I literally had to calm down because I was mad. I'm with you, TNP. I feel like I wanted more than y'all did, and I hate that feeling. I hate feeling that way. And like King said earlier, I hate the one thing I've been harping on this whole entire offseason is we got to stop the slow start stuff. We got to stop that, man. Thank you. Stop giving away games. I know it's only 4 or 5 games, whatever, but still, you got to stop giving these games away. You're at home. You should have capitalized. Yeah. There was too many opportunities. Like King said, you're throwing the ball away. The energy wasn't there. You were getting out hustled on the rebounds. Every time, even the broadcast talked about that. Oh, there's like another offensive rebound. It's like another offensive rebound, another offensive rebound. And it's just like, it's too many times. Like you said, TMP, there's 3 guys there, but then a Houston player comes out with it. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Just grab the ball. Y'all, what are we doing? We're not that bad. We're not that bad a rebound team. I don't know what happened today.
Foul trouble too.
Yeah, and then the foul trouble from the centers, man. Oh my God, bro. I'm trying to get mad, but
shout out to DP, bro.
Yeah, I just came out there. Yeah, he came out there. He didn't cost us anything, so shout out to him. But like you said, man, like I agree with y'all. I put this on Luka, man. I said this on the last show. I want Luka because I feel like he settles too much for those threes. And I want him to be able to, like you said, TMP, attack the basket. Nobody can stop you to get to the basket, right? We've seen that so many times. If you do that, see the ball go through the hoop, maybe that will open up your three-point game. Because what's going to end up doing is going to put pressure on the defense to try to play you for the drive. Guess what that does? That opens your jump shot up. And I don't understand why he settles for that first and then like, okay, all right, it's not falling. Third quarter, fourth quarter, now I'm going to start driving. It's like, bro, you could have did that early in the game to set your three-point shot up. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you, King. I said this on the last show too. I don't like the fact that they're not trying to find ways to utilize Klay Thompson a little bit more. We talked about that a million times. I don't know why they'll like look for him like the first couple shots of the game or maybe 3, then they'll go away from him completely and then want him to come out there and be hot in the fourth quarter. Luckily, he was hot today. You know what I mean? But for a shooter like Klay Thompson, you got to let that guy get into a rhythm. I'm not saying you going through him 25 times or anything, but, you got to find some way to utilize him some kind of way so that way he is there for you in the fourth quarter to hit those timely buckets. Because he can't go from the first quarter into the fourth quarter without touching the ball. You know what I mean? Without being involved in the offense. You got to find a way to utilize this guy. What's the point of picking this guy up if you're not going to utilize him?
He should shoot in every quarter. There should be no quarter that Klay Thompson shouldn't get a shot in.
Absolutely.
Listen, man. I'm not mad if Klay Thompson come out there and get you like 2 or 3 shots a quarter. I'm not mad at that, bro. I'm not mad at that.
Heck no.
What'd you say? What option is he again? You said, King?
He's a third option.
So then why he not getting third option type of attempts? Why he not getting third option type of looks?
You see him fade away over the left shoulders over and over again?
Nice.
Like, in the mid, just taking the ball in the end. Like, who else doing that on our team?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm listen, that's something that they're going to have to figure out. I think they will. I'm not saying they're not going to figure it out. I think they're going to figure it out. The one thing I can say I like kids out of timeout plays. He's been pretty solid with that this year. I got to give him that.
Yep.
It's just something, man. Like I think he's starting to get the rotation. I can't give you an answer again, King, today.
I think it's over.
Hold on.
I think it's over. No, Hardy ended up playing some minutes because he stayed, I think, in the end. He ended up being a part of that end unit where he got a little bit of time. but I think it's over.
You think he's going with Dinwiddie?
So
I
Dinwiddie.
think it's Dinwiddie.
Okay.
What do y'all feel about that? I've missed y'all's commentary.
I'd rather give Hardy the chance to fail,
man.
but
I'm not mad if he does not play.
You're not mad, okay?
Like I want him to get his opportunity. Like I don't want them to take that opportunity away from him and without him getting a chance to kind of fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
But look, I want to win, man. I want to win. Like if you feel like, because it's not a bad choice either way. To me, it's not a bad choice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Gafford D-Live thing. Like, do I want D-Live to start? Yes, but I'm not mad at Gafford starting. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just want to win. So if he goes with Dinwiddie, which Dinwiddie played pretty solid today. I liked what I saw from Dinwiddie today. Then let's go with it. If that's what you think it will, I mean, like I said, it's not a bad choice either way. So
I think Dinwiddie's better than Hardy defensively right now, and that's the issue.
Yes.
That's the major issue with Hardy right now. If Hardy was on par with Dinwiddie defensively, or was better than him, I think Hardy. Jason Kidd is a defense guy, especially with your role players. He's defense. Like he'd rather be playing Exum probably right now. So I don't know. I just don't think Hardy, man. Hardy makes a mistake and he's out, bro. Like guy goes past him, he's out.
Real short.
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying, like, I mean,
and Dinwiddie was first off the bench again.
Yeah, he was. So I mean, look, Dinwiddie drives to the hole, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel a little bit comfortable when he drives because I don't feel like he's gonna turn it over. He's either gonna get to the line or he's gonna find somebody like he did today when he found who was it, Gafford and Lobby, I guess, for those 2 lobs or whatever.
Yeah, he got 2 oops.
2 oops today. So I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like the kid. Y'all know we've been preaching for this kid to get an opportunity for the last 2 years. We've been preaching this. We wanted to move Tim Hardaway out the way and let this kid get an opportunity or whatever, right? But right now, I mean, is anybody mad that Dinwiddie got to get the minutes right now?
I'm mad.
You are mad?
I'm mad.
Yeah, I'd rather see Hardy because I just believe in his shot so much more.
I was gonna say I'm Hardy right now. Dinwiddie driving to the rim. Yeah, Dinwiddie's more of a veteran, but this season the 3-point shot, I believe in Hardy's more than Dinwiddie's right now.
Oh,
Dinwiddie's
absolutely.
trash at the 3-point shot. So, but it's his defense though, and Dinwiddie looks slower. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Dinwiddie right now looks like a guy that's done had ACL surgeries. You feel me? Doesn't have a knee. That's just a step older every year. In your 30s, you get a step older. Like Dinwiddie is not looking like Dinwiddie a couple years ago when he was giving us 20 points a game. A great efficiency. That was Dinwiddie, and right now that doesn't look like Dinwiddie. He's getting minutes to do it. It doesn't look like that. So I want Jaden Hardy to get time. Like I said, I'm not mad because I know what Dinwiddie. Well, I knew what Dinwiddie was. I don't know what Dinwiddie is now. Is Hardy's ceiling still better this year than what Dinwiddie can give us this year? I don't know.
So I'm saying, so if Hardy got the minutes, y'all think he would be able to
it's
like Dinwiddie?
It's tricky because, and we're still, obviously Kidd is trying to figure out all the roles, right? Because if we think of like last season's roster, which that's not this season, but if we think of last season's roster, I would much rather have Hardy in the THJ role, right? Than Dinwiddie, because I want him catching and shooting. I have a lot of comfort in his ability to not be rattled, to take big shots and hit big threes. Like I think Hardy can do that, right? I really believe in him. I think he's a good catch and shoot shooter. But if we're talking about filling the Exum role, I think Dinwiddie's probably better at that right now.
Yep.
Yes.
So we've got these 2 different roles, but we have a new roster. And so it's like, who's going to take that role?
That was a good point. That's what I think the case is. I
didn't even think about it like that. You're right.
Last year we were looking for Tim Hardaway Jr. So it felt like we need Hardy. Klay Thompson is really Tim Hardaway Jr. because PJ Washington is still here. You feel me? It's like Klay Thompson is taking Tim Hardaway Jr.'s spot. So now the guy we need is Exum, and it's like Hardy.
They want Hardy to be Exum, but he really can't be Exum. It's really Dinwiddie.
It's Dinwiddie that gets to be like, you can't play Hardy with Kyrie and Luka. You can play Spencer Dinwiddie with Kyrie and Luka, playing them at that 3 sometimes just to run a 3-man. You feel me? Like they did with Jalen Brunson and all of that. I don't think they trust Jaden Hardy at that position. So it's like he just gets the short end of the stick. They did it for a little bit today. They did, but I'm just saying I don't think they're going to consistently try. Because they don't trust Hardy's defense enough.
That's it. I was going to say he's proven to be a poor individual and team defender so far. And I don't know with his measurements, I don't know if he's going to become a better defender. He can become better than he is right now, but I don't know if he'll ever be a league average or plus defender. Like he's a shooter. He's a scorer. That's his skill set right now.
Yeah.
And you want to put him in positions to succeed, and that's shooting the ball and scoring the ball. He's really good at that, you know.
And when you got him out there with Kyrie gonna be passive.
Yeah, I don't like.
If
Kyrie.
you want him to succeed, you feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you can get Spencer Dinwiddie out there, and Spencer Dinwiddie can still play with Kyrie being aggressive. You feel me? And still have an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Hardy can't.
He's not.
So then you're right, because like you said, we already got a Tim Hardaway role.
Yep.
And that's what we want a Hardy to be.
Yeah, we massively improved the Tim Hardaway rule,
Yep.
but we thought we were going to have a healthy Exum, right? So we're like, oh, look at this. This is going to slot in. And then, of course, Exum does what he's done throughout most of his career, which is get hurt.
So if Exum was healthy, I think they wouldn't have picked up Dinwiddie. We would have had this issue with him playing over Hardy.
They would have still picked him up.
I was going to say, he's a great end of the bench. Yeah, veteran, yeah.
Dinwiddie would just been further down the bench. It'd have been Dinwiddie sitting down with Jaden Hardy or Exum, whoever was. If Exum wasn't giving you anything and became like he was at the end of the season, because remember, Exum's second half was trash. So if he was still been playing like that Exum, then I think Spencer Dinwiddie would have got the role. But I think it's more about playing along at certain times, like in the fourth quarters when you need a 3-guard lineup. And I don't think he trusts Jaden Hardy playing along like that's too shaky defensively when you got Luka, Kyrie, and Jaden Hardy together on the floor. You need somebody that can go in there and at least give seconds while your big men are behind you or something like that. Spencer Dinwiddie, he's not the greatest defender, but like at points last year, he was being LA's best point of attack defender and all that in the second half of the season. So he can go out there and do something for you as far as standing in front of somebody with his height and his size and all.
Yeah, he's a big guard. Exactly. Yes. Height and size makes a difference.
6'6".
Yes.
Hey, he did pretty good in that Minnesota game, guarding on the perimeter too. So, I agree with you. I've said this before. If that's the case, then what are you going to do with Hardy? You just gave him a contract extension.
You can't trade him to the offseason.
So
this year is his year because he's not an asset into the offseason. Shout out to the Glow Yard. They said it in the playback.
But his contract is so team friendly, reasonable that I would not sweat. Even if he's not getting minutes, which I'd feel terrible for because I think he's a quality young guy. Like I don't sweat that contract. I'm just happy about that contract. If he's not getting minutes, I'm like, that's an amazing deal.
That's an incredible contract. But even after this year, he can be used to trade with somebody. And he'll be like him and Maxey is what now? Would be what's that? 17 million.
17.
That's another Klay Thompson. You feel what I'm saying? So.
Yep. Yeah, I was telling someone, I think it was TGK. I was telling him that I could see in the future a package of something like Hardy and Omax and Maxey. Like Maxey makes the bulk of the salary, and then you got these two younger players with potential upside, that you could be used, to lure in a solid veteran or something like that.
How much of the youth do you get rid of? Like, is it at that point? Is it the Omax and Hardy? Is it those guys that like? You aren't 100% sure about, because I guess our guys are young with like Lively, Gafford, PJ, you feel me, even Luka and all of that. But once you get past them, we're starting to get older now.
Sure.
Spencer Dinwiddie, Maxey Kleber,
Klay, Kyrie,
Kyrie,
these are older guys. These are veteran guys.
Markieff Morris.
I
don't know if I said Maxey and all yet, but he's up in there as well. So
absolutely.
Those guys. So if you keep going away, like what's the threshold? But I'm with y'all on like Omax and all. I don't know if Omax and Jaden Hardy are championship level players yet, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No.
Like I just mean like if they're necessary for a champion team to be like, I need an Omax or Jaden Hardy. So I'm fine with trading them for somebody that will solidify those positions. But I think our core is still young enough with the Luka and the Lively and the PJ Washingtons and all that stuff. I think we can still make that move.
Right. That's what makes D-Live so spectacular, is that he's a baby and he's already a reliable championship level contributor, right? And so you shouldn't, we as fans, and I know we have these big expectations, and no one believes in Omax more than I do or has in the past, but you shouldn't expect a guy in his second season to be a championship level player. Like that's a rare dude.
Unless you lose Lively.
Yeah, unless you're those exceptions, right? No, unless you're those guys, right? And those guys are the rare exceptions, right? Those are the freaks. Hardy, I think, is just on a normal trajectory for having a solid NBA career. Omax, we don't even know if he's, we don't know what he is. We just see all this length, height, effort, heart, but can't put it together. Looks like a baby giraffe out there. You know, like it's all just potential, you know, it's all theoretical for him. And but that's to be expected. You know, a team that's vying for a championship probably shouldn't be expected to have a ton of really young guys getting a lot of minutes. And if they do, it must be because they're exceptional, like Dereck Lively.
That's what I was about to say too, because their glaring holes get magnified more because now we're contenders now. So
absolutely,
that's why, like you just said, on a normal team, yes, they're heading in the right direction. They're getting better little by little each year. They only been in the league 3 years and 2 years, so they actually are moving in the right direction. It's just that you're on a contender now, and it's like, well, are you there yet? I mean, these two guys are there already. They're like both 9 years old each. They're already here. Why aren't you guys here?
Since we know our window is open, I guess you just worry about the 5-year window or whatever you think it is right now. To just try to win as many championships as you can in this window.
And it's not even really the Luka window. It's almost the Kyrie window, right? Yeah. Luka's got 10 years or 12 years where he's going to be dominating the league, whatever, 15 if he stays healthy, who knows? But he's going to have a long time, right? But Kyrie's got 3, 2. I mean, he's a freak, and so he keeps himself in insane shape. How long does he have though at this level?
It depends on it. I really think that's where Lively comes into play. Lively, I'm hoping Lively at that point when Kyrie is dipping. Lively is now becoming whatever we think or whatever Lively is going to become, because I don't even know what he's going to be. Yeah. So by that point, I think Lively might be a superstar. Like it's crazy to think. Wow. I think Lively might be a superstar, and if he's a superstar, then we lose a superstar, or a superstar becomes a star. But then you get another superstar, then we're all good.
Well, and like you're saying, if your third or fourth option can become your second option, while your second option becomes your third option, you know, like, and they just kind of change places, right? Musical chairs, it kind of thing. That's incredible. I haven't, to your point, King, or to your comment there, I haven't ever let myself dream of Lively that way yet. Like I just see him as like a guy who could be one of the best defensive players, not just centers, players in the world. I see that for him. That's there for him. One of the best and most dominating defensive players in the world, with incredible position flex and guarding guards at the 3-point line extended. Like that's incredible. He's already doing that at 20 years old. You know, that kind of stuff. And I've been looking at him going like, man, if he could score 14, 15 a game, and like that's just insane value. So if you're saying superstar stuff,
I think
next level beyond even my dreams. So
I think, like we said, he's so Rudy Gobert is borderline. He's a star player, borderline superstar. Though if he'd have showed up in the playoffs, he'd be a superstar player. You don't got to score a bunch of points to be a superstar. Do we agree? You can be a defensive superstar. Bill Russell was a superstar, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so you can be a superstar on that side, but I think Lively, he can already defend 1 through 5 on the switches, and this is his second year in the NBA as a 7'1" like center. So
what'd you say?
His second year in the league is a 7'1" center. Defending 1
through 5
on the switch. I'm comfortable with him defending 1 through 5. He was out there defending Jalen Green, making him pass the ball today. Jalen Green is one of the quickest guys in the NBA,
shiftiest, most. Yeah, that's insane.
If Dereck Lively can do that already, I don't think they're going to his offensive game yet. We already saw the 3-point shot. You see him practice and all that. He's one of the guys that makes the most 3-pointers in a row and all that. I think his offensive game is like it's the ceiling on how far his offense is going to be. And everything just points to he has a little bit of everything. They're just slowly trying to develop it over time. That hook shot, like I'm okay. I'm comfortable with him shooting the hook shot.
Oh, he's comfortable too.
Left hand, right hand. If he can make that's a go-to move. If you add that to catching 5 lobs a game from Luka, it's already 10 points from the lobs. You get your little whatever shot. You get your free throws. Dereck Lively can be close to 20 points. Double. I think he's gonna get double-digit rebounds when he's a starter, and then he's gonna get you like 2 blocks a game. And I think at some points he can get you triple doubles because he gets you 6 assists in the game. You know, like he's one of the best big men passers in the league. I think Dereck Lively has his ceiling just keeps every year his ceiling, or every time I see him, I feel like his ceiling just goes up. It's like, man, if Dereck Lively he can do that. I can't believe he can do that. And it's like, so I really think he can be I think he's gonna be a super max player. I really do.
Okay. See, and the thing, just to add to that, what I would say is there's a million guys in the league that come and go who have all the measurables like Lively does, right? But for him, it's just like his basketball IQ is insane. It must be, right? The way he like learned, you can like actively in game watch him make a mistake and then not make that mistake again. You're like, oh, he got you on that in the first quarter. He's not getting you the second, third, or fourth.
Yep.
You know, like that's awesome to see him be that intelligent as a baller.
He moves generational. That's the generational stuff. Like you just said it earlier, TMP, when you said you don't usually get rookies and second-year players that change teams.
No.
You got special guys like Luka did, where you're like, man, we need to accelerate this. This is happening.
Mm-hmm.
We were wondering if Dereck Lively was putting too much pressure on him last year as a rookie, and we see what he did for us last year. Last year, without Dereck Lively, we're trash. Yeah. Like he held us down before the trade. When Dereck Lively was in the games, we were winning games. When he was hurt or he was in foul trouble, we were losing games before the trade was happening. He was holding it down. Yep. The playoffs, he held it down. The development he has, the quickness in his development, that's why I believe he may be generational super. The way he plays against Chet and Wemby, they're the two guys of his class that basically play the same position, and he hasn't been outplayed yet in one game against any of those guys. I don't know. If he gets some type of shot, like just a shot, he does the hook or whatever, and I think that's gonna get consistent.
Yeah.
If he adds a 3-point shot where he's a guy that stretches the floor, where you no longer need Maxi Kleber, where he can play make it 5 out with Lively out there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
he's a super max player, man. Luka's going to give him buckets. He's going to get a bunch of buckets. He's going to be super max.
When you think about his value to the team, what have opponents' defenses focused on? Now, seemingly more than anything, take away the lob.
Yep.
Take away the lob. They're like, we understand that this 20-year-old kid will destroy us.
Yep.
If we don't focus on taking him, he's like, not to be insulting, but like he's like Luka's favorite toy, right? Like if we can take away Luka's superpower, which is Lively and Gafford sometimes too, but on that dive cut, then we can, have a plan of attack. And so like the fact that defenses have had to focus on our 20-year-old center, like that's amazing. It's it's frustrating to us because I miss it. I want to see the 7 or 8 lobs a game, right? And I think they'll figure it out. But it's an incredible compliment, right? The defenses had to focus on our 20-year-old. Like that's pretty cool.
No, because I was going to say, which is why he added to his game, his offensive game.
Yep.
It's not just about him getting the lobs. It's about him being able to finish and have touch around the rim. Like you said, have the over both shoulder hook shot, the little push floater in the middle too, from about 7, 8. Yeah. I love that shot too, man, from him, man. Because that takes a little bit more skill too, man, than all the others. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So when he did that, I was like, yo,
he still can't drink, right? There. He still can't drink. He's still 20, right? So that's what I'm saying. Imagine another part. Imagine when he gets his man body pause. You feel me? Like this, he's still a boy right now.
Young guy. Yep.
Imagine he's still growing.
Exactly. Imagine when he actually is like a 5-year, 6-year guy, and he's like, instead of being 230 right now, he's like 250 or something. And you like, man, all right, Lively, 7'1", 250 with a 7'9" wingspan. Like this dude can move. I just think the sky's the limit.
And that won't slow him down. It won't be like, Gafford added 25 pounds. That'll just be his natural progression.
He's
growing
as
a man. Yeah,
he's
that's
he's
going to
be yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, some guys, when they add the muscle, they slow down. You're like, he lost some of the explosiveness. It's just going to be his natural growth as a man, going from a young man or an old kid to a man now. Like he's just going to become thicker, stronger. I think he's maybe the guys like Zubac and things like that, those guys who are just made of like steel or whatever, like tanks, like Steven Adams or whatever. Those guys are just the freaks of the strength. But I don't think anyone outside of like those monsters will even be able to move him. And I think he'll be able to contend against even the big, strong guys. I really do. I think he's got the head for the game. He's got the build for it. But we got to get him more than what did he have? 4 shots a night?
Yep.
Like that stinks. That stinks.
A lot of that had to do too with foul trouble.
Yeah, he did. He racked up 5. Yeah, he did. And some of those were fouls. We're like,
our there was some stupid fouls too.
Yeah.
Our centers got only 6 rebounds between the two of them.
Yep.
Yes.
And use foul trouble behind it.
Go back to our original conversation about who do we hang this on? Not that we're looking to blame, but like that this was a Luka game.
Tell us the 3 things you said you was gonna say about Luka.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here are my 3 things. Well, so let me make the point, and then I'll go to 3 things. First point is when Luka is playing well, doesn't always mean he's shooting well, right? But when Luka's playing well on a game like tonight, when he's playing well, you would see him have what? 12 rebounds?
Yep.
11 assists, not 2 assists and 5 rebounds.
Yep.
Like that is so telling that his shot was off and his head was out of the game. 2 assists, Luka? 2 assists. Now, of course, your teammates got to hit shots, but 2 assists, brother? No.
Yeah.
You are not 2 assists ever. And and if you're putting the effort, you're not 5 rebounds ever either.
Yep.
And so, like, to me, those are two stats that just jump out as confirming what our eyes showed us during the game from the box score. So here's what I wrote down. I said three things for Luka. Three things, Luka. We don't have to talk about it long because I know this is an annoying topic, but I still, when I look at the man, when I see his face, I'm still going like, Luka, you got to get in shape, you got to shut up, and then go be the best player in the world. Those are my three things. Get it. Like y'all remember, now I know it's a little bit different story, but like Giannis was super skinny, but then he said, I'm going to maximize my potential, and became like Adonis, right? Like he became like the freak, right? He really did become like this impressive human specimen where you're like, oh my gosh, that's a human being, you know? And then he, took over the world. And Luka would have to go the opposite direction. He needs to get more cut and all that, but it's there, man.
Everybody keeps saying he can't do it. I'll say it just like you gave a good example with Giannis. If I'd have went back to Giannis's rookie year and told you would never think Giannis would be the size or the pause that he is right now, you'd be like, hell no, he can't get that size. No way, this little guy.
Stick
Luka can anybody get in the gym and just work out or whatever. Like it's there.
Eat chicken and fish. Get off the stuff that makes you chubby, and then like just be disciplined. Yeah, but Giannis is like ferocious determination, right? And Luka's a madman. He has that. It's in so many other ways. Like I don't understand the disconnect because, and I know people want to defend him and all that. And I'm a big fan of Luka, right? I'm cheering for him every step of the way. But like this, like he needs some tough love from somebody to be like, dude, this is what we want you to look at, and show them a picture of like Giannis without his shirt on and go like, let's start moving towards that. Like, let's start becoming awesome physically. And then shut up, Luka, shut up. Like you don't, and I this is something we know, right? And he knows it too. In the NBA, you don't beat the refs.
Nope.
You don't abuse them verbally into respecting you. That's not how it works. That's not how. Now, can you bark at them every once in a while? Of course you can. They blow calls, but it's just too much. You're not 22 anymore. He's gonna be like 26 or 27 this year. Like, he is a veteran. He's an MVP candidate. I think he's the best player in the world. Yep. Like he can't keep submarining himself with the only three people who can take a win away from his team, right? Like, it's just, and it's human nature. If you get beat down upon by someone over and over again and you have some authority, it's going to be hard pressed for you not to feel some kind of way about that. And he's constantly undermining them. You just got to shut up sometimes, because he just doesn't shut up. When he's at his best, he does. He pulls back, So
we can't get back to that this year.
No,
it's unacceptable. We can't get back to it. We can't accept it and say, okay, it's going to get better and we'll be fine with it. They can't do that this year.
No, he's too great.
It's that young excuse is over.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's not only is he no longer young, he's, like you say, he's 26. He's been in the league for a long time. It's his seventh year. But he was playing overseas before. He's been a professional now for like, I don't know how long, over 10 years now. Yep. So, like, you've been a professional before a lot of folks. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm done. Like, he has to get over this hurdle. This is a hurdle in his career. This is something that's the last line of defense against him, being like in that upper echelon of just the greatest. If you want to be there, you have to get over this hurdle. Like, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm not going to lie. I'm done with it, y'all.
Yeah, listen, I said this on the last episode when he got that second technical foul, and people were like, "Oh, he didn't do nothing." I'm like, "Listen, you built up a reputation over the last 7 years.
That's right.
It's to the point you don't get that benefit of the doubt anymore, man.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, we could be mad that he got it and he didn't deserve it and all that stuff, but you're putting yourself in that position to get the technical foul. Like, don't say anything to the referees. And like you were saying, TFP, you can't be showing them up. If you got a gripe or something like that, you go over there, you have a conversation with them during dead ball timeouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Free throws or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk to them while somebody shoot a free throw or something. Like, you talk to them. You don't, like you say, you don't go over there and like berate them, like, you missed the call, blah, 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 and showing them up and stuff like that.
Yep.
And guess what's going to end up happening? Like you said, they're human.
Yep.
You start driving to the basket, they might start missing a couple of them foul calls.
Didn't see it. Yeah.
I didn't see nothing. Did you see something? No, you didn't.
Oh,
well, I didn't see nothing. It's like, bro,
you got to, we've learned this in our lives as adult men. You got to talk to men like men.
Yeah.
You don't talk to grown men like little boys.
If they're making, even if they're making mistakes, you got to still be professional.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's Luka at times not been professional. Like, I know people going to get mad at us. We're going to get the comments of saying, well, if the refs stop doing this and he's getting beat up and all that stuff, I don't care. Yep. I'm tired of it. Yeah. I don't care what the refs are doing. You got to be professional. You're playing basketball out there. Your job is to go out there and not berate the refs. Yeah. And you can't do that. You have to stop doing that. That's part of it. You can't go back. I can't see you let guys play a 4-on-5 break. That's not part of the game. That's not what you like. There are no excuses. There are things that you do not do. If it, like Relle always says, you take the name off the back of the jersey, and a player should do the same thing. They should get the same treatment. If it was anybody else and we took Dončić off the back of that jersey, I'd be yelling there, you know what, and saying, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. There was one play I felt like where Spencer Dinwiddie let a guy go by him at the rim, and I was yelling at him. I would do the same thing to anybody. I'm tired of it. No more excuses for Luka. He's been a professional for over 10 years. He has to get over this. I don't know why they got Markieff Morris there then. Why did they use the space for him? If he's not the guy doing that, I thought we got Klay Thompson. Somebody has
to sit down. I was just about to say that. I mean, after a while, you got Klay, you got Markieff, you got Kyrie. It's like it's gonna have to sink in at some point, man.
And he's not been playing well enough to be even doing that type of stuff. You feel me? Like it's a difference if you out there just destroying and dropping 35 a night on 49% like you do normally or whatever.
Sure.
I'd be like, okay, Luka, you know it a couple of times, but you're struggling. It feels like you're being a sore loser. And it's okay being a sore loser to a certain point, but like you can't be a front runner where you're like not shooting the ball well and now you're crying.
Yep. Yeah, it's a total. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm no TV.
It's a totally different type of foul, right, and all that. But like, it's crazy to me that the refs don't respect Draymond, which he's earned, and like for the same type of situation, I know that Draymond's doing the physical stuff, right? But like the refs don't respect Luka, and I'm just like, man, Luka, you're inarguably a top 2 or 3 player in the world. These refs should be giving you respect.
Yep.
You like, and I know you, like you said, King and Relle, you take the name off the jersey, it should be called a fair game. It should be. Has it ever been?
No.
Nah. How many times did I watch Kobe go to the line for a tiki-taka? How many times did I watch Jordan go to the line? How many for phantom calls? How many times do we watch Dwayne Wade in 2006? You know, like we've all seen that the game is called differently for the best of the best. Luka should be reaping those rewards. He's one of the best of the best. He should be getting advantage of all those calls.
And we already got another guy, Kyrie, that don't get free throws, but that's a different conversation. But if he already can't get free throws, then Luka, we need you. You can't be the guy to go against the referees.
Yeah. He's such a brilliant basketball player that there's just a weird disconnect, and he's got to get that connection made. I don't know who can get through to him. I don't know. Is it Kid? Is it Klay? Is it Kyrie? Is it all three of them sitting down and having a talk as brothers and going like, hey, listen, man. We go as far as you take us, right? Like,
somebody got something trash. Really, somebody need to sit down and say you trash right now, man. I'm being dead serious though. I remember Reggie Miller told him he was big, and he went, took that little break and lost a little weight or whatever. Somebody has to have basically the balls.
Yeah.
Say, Luka, you're trash right now. You're trash all over. We trying to win a chip. I don't know what you're doing. We're all playing this game. If you were actually playing the way you're supposed to be playing, we might be undefeated. We might be 4-1. Who knows what's going to happen? But we need you right now. Somebody got to be man enough to just say, get your head out of your behind. Yeah. Get on the court. We know who you are. No one's saying Luka trash. Luka's the best player on the NBA.
In the world.
He's the best player in the NBA in the world. Whatever you want to say. But there are little things he does that take away possessions. It's like what we talk about. You can't give things away in the NBA. And when Luka does them little things, it's like, man, this could have been a 6-point game if we had that swing and made it down. Now it's a 12-point game. You feel me? And it's like, man, what were we doing right there? You can't do that in those situations. So
see that, and my thing too is I'm one of those, like, for us, I hate to hear other people outside the fandom talk about this type of stuff because they don't talk about it with the care of like, I really want you to get better as a player.
Yeah.
When we talk about this stuff, we really want you to get better as a player because we know we are out here championing for you to say that and letting everybody know, yo, you're the best player in the world. We're out here telling folks that. But the other people outside the fandom who sees this, who are saying some of the same stuff that we're saying, they're saying it more harshly. Because they feel like you're not the best player in the world because of these things we're talking about right now.
Right. And also they have
besides that, you are the best player.
That's right. And they need to see it. But also those people, a lot of them, not all, I'm sure, but a lot of the ones I've heard, they also have an agenda. Like it fits their agenda for Luka not to be the best player in the world because they're so far up Jokic's butt or Shea's butt or whoever that, Ant, even some of them, so it fits their agenda to be able to say these things. But we are like trying to, like you said, champion you, like give us, you have all the resources to show how right we are about you.
Show the people what we see every night. You know what I mean? That's what we wanted to see. But no, I agree with what y'all said, man. Y'all want to get to the game ball here, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get to the game ball, man. Before we do that, man, let's take a real quick second, man, to show love to, like I said before, this is the app that saved my sports life, and that's Playback.
Are you looking for a place where you can watch every Mav game this year, live, including the pre- and postseason? We talk that. How about old school basketball matchups from the 90s and early 2000s? We talk that as well. Do you watch wrestling and other things? Well, we talk about those too. If you do, Glow Sun Production on Playback is where you want to be. The app is 100% free and we have plenty of VIPs. So why haven't you joined this yet?
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to watch all the Dallas Mavericks games, no matter if it's preseason, summer league, postseason, regular season, whatever season it is, you're definitely in the right place. If you want to go ahead and come on over there to Glow Sun Productions Playback channel, all you guys simply do is download the app wherever you get your apps from. It's absolutely free. We stream all of them there. Also, we stream old school basketball games, and we also King runs wrestling events over there, so you guys can come over there and join us for those too. Absolutely free, guys. Help us get to our first 500 subscribers on Playback. And when y'all do that, we will get even more VIP passes for you guys to enjoy the content. All right, man. Yeah, let's get to this game ball and let me know what y'all think. Oh, that's easy. Who you got, TMP? Who you got, man?
Okay, so listen, there's an obvious answer, right? There's an obvious answer. I'm gonna throw a curveball though. I'm gonna throw a curveball. So I'm assuming one of you guys will scoop up the more obvious. I'm just gonna say how much fun these last couple games I have had watching PJ Washington hustle his butt off and play smart and effective basketball. Like when PJ, I was tweeting this out earlier. When PJ is playing well, it is so good for our team. Like when he, I think he got 9 rebounds tonight. They put him on the Rocket centers. Like he was just like taking every assignment. Like I love that dude so much. I love.
So you saying he plays small ball better than Maxey?
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to make us a fight. I'm trying to praise PJ. I'm trying to praise PJ. But I've loved watching him these last few games. I love him reminding me how good he can be. Yep, right? Because I don't think he's ever going to be Reggie Miller. He's never going to be Klay Thompson. He's never, but he is an effective basketball. But when his game is right, he is a championship contributing player. And I love that. Yes. And so I went with PJ tonight as he gets my game ball.
Okay, man. Who you got, King?
He a championship power forward. But I think the obvious answer. I'm gonna save that for Relle.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go with that.
No, you go.
No. I'm gonna go. No, it's easy. You got. I'm gonna go with curveball here as well. And TGK gonna kill me for this one. I'm gonna go Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as the player of the game, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Hey, we don't have one over there.
I know we don't. You didn't have one for him. You like he's never gonna do that again. It's never gonna be him.
He's never gonna get it.
In the second quarter, when both our guys were in foul trouble, both our centers, they put power in the game. I think we went on like a 6 or even 8-0 run, and the Houston Rockets didn't score anything. While the White Power was in that game at that time. Şengün was fouling him because he was running the break and he had to grab him. It should have been a breakaway foul and all of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Powell was doing major things out there. He caught a dunk, I believe, off a putback, all kind of things. I think when he got into the game, the actual energy changed and we actually started to score and actually play the game right. I don't know why, but I thought the White Power get big ups today, so I'm giving the game ball to Dwight. I'll probably never be able to give him the game ball again and shout out to TGK again, but I'm giving it to Dwight Powell.
Nice.
Yeah, since y'all gave me the easy one, they want to challenge me here a little bit. Y'all already know who gets it, man. It's Kyrie Irving.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about here.
Unbelievable.
I'm literally trying to look and see if there's any shout outs here.
You can shout out Clay.
Yeah, Clay. Yeah, I can shout Clay out, man. He had a few. I want him to get more opportunities, man.
Yeah,
I
I
want
don't
him to
think
get more looks.
He was doing.
Yeah,
He's been all right for what he was asked to do. His defense.
yeah.
Again.
Speaking of defense, man, Najee defense today,
Yes.
especially that fourth quarter.
Yes.
Man, listen, man. I think he's getting comfortable, man. He's getting better. See if there's anybody else. Gavin in foul trouble.
Yeah.
You said PJ watching already. I picked him.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it, bro. Everybody else is in foul trouble. I mean, the two centers were in foul trouble, and that kind of took them out of their rhythm and all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much. I get a game ball to Kyrie. All right, man. Let's get to some of these questions and comments from the Glow Yard here, y'all. See what they talking about. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you guys got any questions or any comments addressing us here on the panel, we ask that you hit us with the WTM in front of your question or your comment. Also, too, we ask you to be respectful in the comment section. We will take on all super chats first. No super chats yet, King. So take it away.
All right. What up, Latte? He's a Glow Yard member. He says, "What up, Relle and King? Terrible game. Refs, our bigs, kid, just so bad. I know our bigs in foul trouble, but Kyrie literally out rebounded them. This is as bad as the Suns game."
Yeah. Which one's worse, TMP? This one or the Suns game?
Luka scored 40 in the Suns game. So I'll say this was worse because Luka just fell to pieces today.
Yeah.
Latte also says Luka needs to wake up. His shot selection is so terrible sometimes. Kid, no challenge again. Yeah, Kid held that challenge. I don't know why. Also, yeah. Also, we need a convo that Lively needs to start. Game ball to Kyrie. He's the only one with heart tonight. Read my comment. Said getting tired of them starting first quarters like they're G Leaguers. This has been a problem going back years now, and I don't get it. Come out ready to play. Period.
It's not just first quarters. Like I said, it's like the first 1/3 of the season they do this, man. This is like you gotta do better with the starts, man. We gotta do better, especially if you want to be a contender. Consider a contender.
Yep. Matt says at some point we need to be ready to play ball games. We can't be down by 22 at home with this team. Who do we blame this game on? I mean, I'm not trying to overreact but it's horrible.
Yeah, for this team to score 102 points is embarrassing. This roster should not ever score 102 points.
We barely got there. It took a
struggled
scratch and clawing to get there. Yeah,
and we struggled last game, still scored 120.
Yep. BJ, pause. He's a Glow Yard member. He says, "Forget the refs. That was weak from the Mavs. The Rockets should never be at a point where they're up by 20 and out rebounding and out hustling. The fourth quarter runs are not sustainable." Yep, I agree, BJ.
Me and Vincent agree too, man. Because I know people real quick. I know that's the first thing people got to go to is the refs. Yeah, that's not what I didn't take. I didn't take the refs out of it. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't do a great job or nothing. But I'm just saying I didn't take the refs as the issue for this game, man. There's a whole lot more before I ever get down to the refs.
Gina Kim's a Glow Yard member. She says, "Hey fellas, what up, Gina Kim? Frustrating loss, but not as much. More disappointing in my opinion. Sorry, King. This is how the Suns game felt, but it was so much worse. I wanted to pull my hair out. At least they got close this game, or this time.
Yeah, that's true."
Hami, what up? He says, considering the fact that Lively and Gafford and Luka has 4 fouls and the team played flat for 60% of the game, it could have been way worse. Facts.
It was like it was going in that direction.
Neil says, "Great game, Mavs." Yeah, I know you're being sarcastic. Johnny B's a Glow Yard member. He over here on my side of town as well too. He says, the more I watch these games, the more will Barkley and Gilbert Arenas start to look more realistic, for what they said, I guess. Greg says, just want to say don't go so. And check out Greg Court as well, and Funkin' Dunk podcast, his new podcast.
Yeah. Dunk, man.
He says, just want to say don't go too hard on Luka. His personal life at this moment is hard, very hard.
Greg, do we need to get you back on the show?
Greg.
Might need to let us know some things, Greg.
Okay.
I haven't heard. I mean, I'm not into gossip and stuff, but I haven't heard anything. Have y'all heard things?
Yeah. Nah, but Greg,
our
Savini insider, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's in the know. Okay.
Yeah.
BJ also says our centers combined for 6 rebounds and Kyrie had 8 rebounds alone. Said I think PJ had 9 as well.
Yeah, PJ had 9.
PJ been killing the boys this year.
Jalen Green had 12.
Jalen Green.
Jalen
Green, man. Only known for scoring. Jalen Green killing this shit though. Jalen Green trying to be an all-star.
He's a boss, man. Yeah.
Gina, can we taking the team back from Jangoon? It seemed like.
Yeah.
Gina, it did look like that today.
It looks like it in general. We're averaging 29 this year.
He's a killer.
Gina Kim said rebounding, fouls, and Kidd losses this game. I put small blame on Kidd. They came out flat tonight. Luka was still bad, but almost made up for it in the fourth, and Kai kept us in the game.
I can't put that on Kidd tonight.
Yeah, we had like 36. I told you, it was like almost halftime. I'm like, we got to score buckets, do something. Gina Kim also says Clay played 30 minutes, but it doesn't feel like it. I feel like Kidd sits him too long. Why isn't Clay getting involved early on? I like PJ at the 5 with Luka, Clay, and Najee lineup. Yeah, that was a good lineup.
Because it feels like they're like because I think when I did the Phoenix game, after that game, I talked about I want to see PJ get utilized more and be aggressive more. So it's like they listened and they started using him, and then they completely went away from Clay. So now it's like, okay, I want to see Clay get utilized more.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like I guess they're trying to appease everybody right now. I guess is what it looked like. So
Johnny B also says Kyrie again carried the team, and he's been our best player this season.
True.
And Luka has about 5 more mediocre games, and you can go ahead and hand the MVP to Shea. That's what I was thinking, Johnny B. You got to hurry up.
Listen, and not just the MVP. I was thinking that I could say that kiss that first team goodbye too, man. If he keep playing like this, they gonna hang on to, especially with Luka. They remember everything then. You know what I mean? So
they have long memories. Yep.
Matt says these type of games are just flat out why we won't be a top 2 team in the West. Like we could have been 4-1, and our bigs decided to not give a ish about defense and not rebound, play with energy.
Yeah, and Matthew, not just could, should.
Yep.
We should handle this team. They're good. They're a up and coming team. They really are. I'm excited about their potential, but like
they're not supposed to be better than us.
We should whoop these young guys, and they whooped us.
Yeah. Gina Kim says, I have to say it, but Hardy got to go. Jeez, what more does he have to prove? I thought he already earned his minutes. He can't make a single mistake without being pulled. What's his role at the moment? That's all we can say is
Yeah.
She also says the GOAT powwow made an appearance. I'm surprised Kid didn't try Omax.
Yeah, he needed a 5. Opet's not really a 5.
Nancy's a Glow Y'all member. She says, hey guys, I'm not jumping off a cliff yet, but I sure would like us to start better than we have going back to last year, the first 2 quarters. I'd like to see them pass the ball more to get in rhythm early. Yeah, I feel like Luka was forcing himself trying to get in the rhythm at some point. He kept he got into a point where he just kept shooting shots. And I'm like, Luka, stop. You just missed like 2 in a row. Stop again. Yeah. Shooting the shots, stop.
Work for a better shot.
Yeah, go get somebody else a shot now. You feel me?
Let's get them. Get somebody else in rhythm. Then they'll play. You can play out for them.
At the beginning of the game, like I said, Luka had. I said he was like 2 or even 3 for 11. Kyrie was 4 for 5. So I'm like, damn, my Kyrie ain't shooting more. The next person that had any other shots was Gafford. He was like 2 for 3, and then nobody else had more than 2 shots.
You know what I like though? The last few, maybe 3 games, but I know for a fact 2 games when we're kind of struggling on offense a little bit. I like how Kyrie's starting to kind of step up and take over a little bit because I mean at one point it was like he just kept playing the back role. It's like, oh well, I'm just gonna fill in whenever I can. So you see the team is struggling. Yeah, I got it. You start going on a run, start helping us get back into the games and stuff, man. That's the Kyrie I want, man.
And Kyrie been in midseason form since the preseason.
Yeah,
Kyrie been cooking, man.
Sharp, yeah. I call it Kyrie's shark eyes. Like when he's locked in, because he's normally out there laughing and smiling. Yeah, his eyes just go like dead, and you're like, oh no, like he is locked in right now. You don't have a chance.
That's that Mamba mentality.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Gina says, so if Luka is doing better in the second half, then he should start the game off by facilitating and getting everyone more involved, and then getting his in the second half. Facts. Matt says, we really lost to the Rockets at home. Geez, I know it's a regular season game and it's very early to judge, but this roster is too good to lose this type of games. Luka needs to stop crying. Did any of this that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that big of a deal because none of this made me feel like the team was like a bad team. And I'm like, I just felt like, man, what is going on, Luka? We started too late.
The thing is, too, like, if we've never seen this team be the team that we know they can be, then I'd be like, okay, we kind of basing everything off of hope. We've seen it before, and it's just like now you're doing the complete opposite of what we've seen and known you for doing. That's the issue.
They're doing them same little things. The Mavs.
Yeah, it's like, bro,
man.
y'all know what y'all don't need to be doing. Like you said, the slow starts and all that stuff. You know what's killing y'all. Fix it. Y'all too good to not fix that problem, bro. That's the issue.
Read my content says, if I'm kid, they are running laps in the gym tomorrow and watching films for hours. Entire team played like ish and had no game plan besides having Luka, Kyrie try to bail them out in the third and fourth. Yeah, and Luka included. Everybody running laps. Everybody.
Yep. I know my coach would have made us run laps. Jesus.
Suicides. But nowadays you can't do that, so he probably won't. Div's a Glow Yard member. He says, I believe Luka needs in the first and second quarter to get others going. Then in the third and fourth, him, Kai, Clay take over and take most shots under pressure because they will make those shots. I really think, like, Clay can make open shots in the fourth quarter. Clay should already be involved. They should just be utilizing Clay and what he does all throughout the game. You feel me? Like Clay's that equalizer, that open shot. We're like, man, he's getting open. What are you going to do? I'm going to drive your way. If you're going to collapse on me, that's Klay Thompson. If not, I'm going to get an easy bucket.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great point, King, because like if you establish Clay in the first quarter, what's going to happen to the defense? They're going to start tightening in. They're not going to be leaving him, which leaves wider lanes open for Kyrie and Luka.
Exactly. Clay should already be involved.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, because to my memory, last season the first quarter was Luka's. Like, wasn't that when he would just explode on teams, right? Like hit 2 or 3 threes. And so I'm wondering if that's like in his brain is like, I've got to start fast. Like I've got to get my looks. I've got to get my touch it. Like, because we know he is happy to facilitate. Like and I think he loves getting his teammates great looks more than himself, right? Like he shows more joy when his teammate hits a great shot after a pass. So I just wonder if that's in his head a little bit of like, this is how it works. I take over the first quarter, Kyrie jumps in the second, and then Kyrie's in the fourth. I wonder if that's in his head, and that's why he's pushing so hard.
It could be. I just think it shouldn't be, though.
It shouldn't be. No, I understand. Yeah, it shouldn't be.
This year, there shouldn't be a system. I don't want the Mavs to run on a set like we got to do this, and that's the way defenses can like lock in. That's when the Boston Celtics kind of hurt us. When we got to that point, it became it's just Luka and Kyrie. Who else can step up? The Mavericks, I think I was saying earlier, when they played Minnesota the last game, they kind of went back to the Luka Dončić kind of ball. It wasn't the moving around. Like Clay didn't get a bunch of shots and all that we saw. Like they weren't doing the cuts. They were playing Luka and 5 out and saying, get away. We're going to play Rudy Gobert and them off the court, whatever we're going to do. He wasn't really hitting the shots at the beginning, but he started hitting later on and all that happened. And it took Rudy off the floor and whatnot. This game, I felt like they were still trying to do that. They have to get back to the first couple of games we saw them in the season. When they were doing that offense and motion and all, and Clay was moving and was getting wide open. Luka was just passing the ball and saying, you leaving Clay wide open. They got to somehow get back into that. I think they're trying to do Luka ball to try to get Luka back into like the game, like get him into his flow. But like he has to find his way into the flow a different way. He's smart enough to do that. You can't go into that Luka ball. I don't want the team to go into that motion, movement. That's what we were doing, and I think we can be good at that this year. We got to get back to that somehow.
I don't know why they remind me when remember they started running those couple plays where Luka and Kyrie were playing a 2-man game, and then we're completely away from it. Like later in the year, and it's like, why'd y'all go away from that? Like it was working. So I agree.
Please, Stick says, I'm sorry, Jenny Kim says, Stick's question why Lively and Gaff have been working on the threes just for them to not even attempt one in a game. And I agree. They're already taking bad shots, so might as well try a 3 or a nice mid-range shot. They're usually in the paint, though, Gina Kim.
Yeah.
C9 says, I'm not worried, but I'm tired of this team always coming out looking flat and sluggish. Losses like this happen, but champions don't let these habits stick around. But we keep it moving. Facts.
Yeah, you would think that when you got to the finals, this is what we're told.
Yep.
You get to the finals, that they kind of know how to get there. They know what it takes to get there. Then they'll bring that over to the regular season this year, and we're still seeing some of the same habits from earlier to last year or the previous years, I should say.
I thought they were going to bring championship habits.
I thought so too, especially when you pick no championship guys.
Yep. So. Gina Kim says Lively has a nice hook shot at least, but I need both of them to be more aggressive, especially on these bigger and stronger bigs. Gafford made a little hook today too.
Both of them worked on like having touch around the rim and little hook shots and all that stuff. Just because you don't want to just be known for just being a rim runner. That's it. You want to add something to your game that can help open the offense up a little bit more, man. So I'll give bigs up to him, man, for that. But he's doing that.
Gina Kim also says Luka, as always, took the blame, and I agree with him. but also when is Kid going to take some accountability, get this team ready, challenge those bad calls, not mad at their rotations yet. How long until the rotations got to be set, bro? How long?
He's getting there, bro. He's getting there. Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm not blaming Kid for this. A lot of this, just like I told y'all on the Phoenix Suns post game, you gotta want it. It's the effort of the players. Y'all have to want it. I'm not out there dribbling the ball. Y'all are. You know what you're supposed to do. Like I literally just said, y'all been saying all offseason that we got there. We know how to get there now. All that stuff, right? We know what it takes to get there or whatever, right? Y'all know that. It don't take Kid constantly beating it into you like, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Most of the team are veterans. They ought to know better by now. Luka's been there. Clay's been there. Kyrie's been there. You got Marcus Moore. We talked about him being there. Like you guys have been there already, man. You ought to know what it takes and know what it takes to actually go in a game, man, and do what you're supposed to do. It does not take Jason Kidd telling y'all constantly what you're supposed to do. You should already know this. You've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, you can't. And Jason Kidd, he's not always going to be perfect. Coaches aren't going to always be perfect. I don't think he had a perfect game today. This wasn't. Yeah. This is probably one of his worst games he had so far this year. But I don't think he cost us the game.
Yeah,
I don't. He wasn't out there holding points down. We weren't scoring buckets and all that. That wasn't Jason Kidd's fault.
Yeah.
Anything he'd have done, I don't think would have changed the game up.
Yeah. Kid's not getting Luka out there to force up a bunch of bad looks and miss easy looks. Yeah, that's not Kid.
Yeah.
But to Gina Kim's point, I will say, and not that he has to do this on a regular basis, but to your point about accountability, Kid doesn't ever fall on the sword.
Never.
That's not his strategy. I think his strategy is be friends with the players, coax them, right? That's how he coaches. He coaxes them, he encourages them, he asks them questions. He has almost like a psychologist approach to coaching, right? Where he's just like, and how does that make you feel, Luka? Like that kind of thing. Instead of like Rick Carlisle, who's going to chew you out and then burn you out after a few years,
He's like, I'm going to be nice to you, but it's your fault if you mess up.
Right. Yeah. And I think Kid is the type of coach that coaches superstars pretty well because they feel respected. They feel heard. They're talking to a legend. They know that he's one of the greatest of all time. But yeah, I have noticed that Gina Kim, he's never going to go like, I was bad tonight. I've never heard him say that once.
Yeah. In the past, when we had these issues and stuff, a lot of that was his fault, but I don't feel like early in the season so far he has, he's been fine. Like I said, a lot of this is on the team, man. Y'all got to come out better. You got to play better. Just straight
Mavericks went to bed tonight.
Yeah.
Johnny B says Jason Kidd is still a bottom 5 coach in the NBA. I don't care how far we went, spamming a high pick and roll and 1-on-1 ISO. It's not good coaching. I can call those plays. Y'all know these teams aren't going for it anymore. That's why I said, Johnny B, we don't have to do that anymore. We stopped doing that in the fourth quarter and all that. They had Najee Marshall and all guys that were just creating chaos. We don't have to play Luka ball no more.
Really don't. I mean, I thought that's why you asked these guys to be able to handle the rock and stuff, man, on certain situations, right? Like we saw PJ talking about working on it. We saw Najee's known for it when he came here. We know Quentin Grimes can do it. He did it in college or whatever, right? You add those guys so we don't have to depend on Luka being Luka-centric or whatever, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's gonna get there, man. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take it's gonna take kind of Luka kind of understanding that, I don't have to be the hero every night. We just won 2 games in a row where you didn't have to be the hero. The team carried you. I mean, why can't Tatum does it every night? He gets carried. Why we can't let our superstar get carried every once in a while? You know what I'm saying? So
we changing our offense though, bro. That's also a major thing too. We just made it to the championship running a certain type of offense, and we're changing our offense. It's going to take time.
Yeah, there's some growing pains we got to be understanding of.
It's going to take. We've been playing a certain type of way for what, 6 years?
6 years, man.
6 years. So
playing a certain way for 6 years. Y'all want him to change it in 4 games. And he didn't have a preseason, so
that's why the preseason is so important. I wish took it more important, but it is what it is.
Yeah, if Luka had come into the preseason and been in amazing shape, and we were like, oh, he took this offseason real serious, then I wouldn't have pushed so hard on him not playing. But the fact, he just looks like he didn't do anything.
Gee.
I mean, he just looks like he didn't do anything all offseason. That's what it looks like. That's what his game looks like.
I can't argue with Johnny.
I can't even argue with him on that. It's like, what evidence do I have to say otherwise?
Yep.
Right? So I mean,
Johnny B says Luka and Kidd are holding this team back. Notice how much better we look when Luka sits and Kai runs the show. This current team will get swept by the Celtics by a 20-point margin.
Yeah, because the Celtics swept Indiana. That was 1-3 too. So, oh no, they lost that game. Right, my bad.
Gina Kim says, like I was saying before the season started, we need to start off hot. I'm trying to figure out why they start off so slow. Have we had a game where we had a great start yet?
No, I mean, I don't mean to be overly simplistic. Luka is playing horribly.
Yeah,
that's why we're starting off slow. Like he's taking his shots. And I don't think he has been forcing some bad looks, but like he's historically a near 50% field goal shooter, and now he's in the 30s or whatever he's in, or the low 40s.
Shooting like Trae Young out there.
Yeah, he missing wide open shots. He's out of it. He's usually the tone setter.
Yeah,
for us, and he's missing everything, so we're starting off slow. It is what it is.
I mean, he hit the first 2 shots today. I thought, like, okay, maybe Luka's coming out, you know?
And then it was like, when he shot that 3. Usually when he shoot that 3, I'm like,
shot that 3. Yep.
Oh, that's
shot
ugly.
Yep.
That's
Like, yep. It's gonna tell you everything here. Okay, he missed it that month.
Yeah, but this team and even on a game like tonight, is just an average Luka away from being an easy win.
Yes,
that's what this is. Not super amazing supernova Luka, just average Luka, and this is an easy win.
Yes. Nancy says she's a Glow Y'all member. She says I did like the small ball lineup with PJ Marshall on the floor together with Luka, Kyrie, and then they had Clay. It was really good. I never want to see Maxey at small ball 5 again. Maxey, what did I do?
Actually, I like to see Marshall and PJ in together. I want to see.
I
want to see them in the floor together more.
Yeah.
Did you see Gafford about to get up and fight though early in the game? I said, is that a Maverick about to throw punches? Gina Kim says I also need Kid to sit Luka when he's in his head. He's out of it and hurting us, so pull him for a while. He got to understand ref's not on his side, so why complain? Why foul bait? Yeah. Johnny B said, truthfully, after watching these 5 games, do y'all really think this is a top 4 seed, a top offense, or a Western Conference Finals favorite? Yes. Yes to everything you said. So before this game, we were number 13. We were 13th in offense, 10th in defense. We still probably going to be real good in defense. Our offense is just the issue. I've never, since Luka Dončić has been on this team, we've had one of the greatest offenses of all time. I have no problem. Like, the offense isn't what I worry about. I just worry about it being slow right now. It's going to eventually turn around. It's going to. It just has to.
Look, I'm going to say this again. We said this on the last show. I know everybody killing him right now after 5 games. When in Luka's career have we ever seen him have long periods of struggling? Even the year we played bad and we didn't make the playoffs, Luka still had a great statistical season, man. So that's why I said, like, he's going to be fine, y'all. It's going to be fine. Like I said, it's completely different offense. He's going to have to get used to knowing there's guys out there that can make plays that don't necessarily need him to make plays for them. It's just going to take some time, yeah.
Yep. Anna says, everybody calm down. The Mavs are 18-3 in their last 21 regular season games. And oh, by the way, as far as playoffs go, they made it to the freaking NBA Finals. Tell them, Anna. Get them off the cliff. Gina Kim says, I agree Luka needs to get in the paint more. They can't guard him, but he allows them to guard him and then hesitates with foul baits. Play your game. Gina Kim on one tonight. Read my comment says, why don't they change things up and run some plays for Luka? That one play where they kicked out to Luka, he knocked an open 3 easily. Their offense is too stagnant and predictable. Yeah. That's what I was saying just a second earlier, read my comment. But I think sometimes it's on Luka doing that because he stops the ball. Sometimes he does and goes into his pick and roll or his isolation one-on-one and then decides what he's going to do and take a step back. Sometimes they're open and all. I'm like, knock it down. But if you're missing them, you got to get off the ball.
Yeah, there's no shame. It's not even like a big critical statement about him to say he likes the rock. Like, he likes to have that ball.
Yeah, as he should. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rugg says, he's a Glow Yard member. He says Luka just needs to be Luka. Most importantly, he needs to start faster. Still feels like he's shaking off the no preseason rust. He starts faster. We dominate that game. Facts again, Ruggs. That's what I'm saying. Gina Kim said, good thing the problems we have are fixable. It's only the little things that we need to improve on. We're still in a good position so far, and it's only been 5 games. That's the issue. The issue is that I don't think nobody thinks this team is bad. The issue is that we're just starting off slow again. It's like, not again, man. Wow.
Like we're starting to expect this every year.
Yeah, it's like I'm tired. I want something to change. It's starting to become insanity. Rugg says, thought Hardy was getting traded at halftime, but was thrilled he was a part of the comeback. Stop benching him, kid. Let him make some mistakes just like you did for Timmy. He needs that confidence.
I mean,
how many Timmy mistakes did Kid tolerate?
Everyone.
oh my God.
All of
Hey,
them.
man, let's just say he was so bad, he put chicken in his locker. So,
Yeah. A bucket of KFC.
Yeah, bucket of KFC, man.
Read my comment says Luka with another low free throw game. Refs are making it clear he's not getting a Shea and B whistle. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not. Yes. So two things can be right at the same time. That's how I feel. He's not getting the free throws, but I'm not going to sit here and justify him getting the free throws when he's bad to the refs. Like, they don't like him. I think that's the truth. They don't like Luka Dončić. They probably, when they're going to call a game that's Luka, it's probably like, damn, they probably talk to each other like, we're calling Luka game tonight.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
My concern is, and I know people, now we're talking big picture, humankind kind of stuff. I think people tend to be, not all people, but overall people tend to like have a sort of streak of forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if he shows them that he's changing his ways, that they'll probably that whistle will start getting a little more often, right? It's just like, because his talent is undeniable. He's getting beat up every time down the floor. Like that, all that stuff's undeniable. I think if he loosens up on them, now it may take a few weeks, it may take a couple months. I don't know, because he's earned a reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like eventually he'll start getting the respect that we all agree he deserves.
This is where he has to change his game up, and he needs reporters and all to start reporting on it. Like he needs his reporter to say, look at Luka. Look at what he's been doing, and all, so everybody can get out there and understand. Like that's the way the game is played. But right now, when you got the rest of the team picking you up or wanting to pick you up off the floor or pull you away from the refs, and you just over there doing this, is like that's not a good look.
Yeah. And
the cameras are always finding Luka because he's a star player.
Yeah, of course.
Rugg says Şengün is a dog. Facts. Dude is sick footwork and is a bucket. Don't want to see him in a playoff series, especially a player. I don't mind seeing him.
I don't either.
But
he is a bucket.
Nice. Yes, I agree. Gina Kim said, y'all think Kid will try starting Lively at some point just to try it out? I don't think it would change much, but I'm just curious. It seemed like he wants him to be sixth man, though, which is really hardy. I don't know what. I don't have a problem. Like, everybody just keeps right now, I'm not even thinking about the Lively and Gafford, who starts, who's on the bench right now. We don't have a problem. Like, I'm not thinking about that until there's a problem. So right now I'm okay.
And it's not Hardy. He's a sixth man. He's not put in that position. He's getting minutes under Spencer Dinwiddie, so he can't be the sixth man. He can't be our sixth man, I should say.
He came in after Grimes too. Grimes got in before he got in again today.
Yeah, Najee, Grimes, Dinwiddie are all ahead of him right now, it seems like.
Yep. TGK, he's the co-host of the Best Damn Mavs pregame show. All them words. Him and Sticks, but definitely check him out. I'm gonna get it right one day, TGK. But he says he's a Glow Yard member. He says check this out: a 5-man lineup: Luka, Najee, PJ, Kyrie, and Clay equals plus net rating of 24.2. It equals a def lineup. Yikes.
I like that lineup.
Yeah, that might be the def lineup.
I even like that lineup where you take Luke out and you put in Grimes. It was Grimes, Najee, PJ, Kyrie. Was somebody else I'm missing? Who was it? I saw that lineup today. It was Grimes, Kyrie, PJ, Najee, and somebody else. I can't remember what was it, Clay?
It might have been Clay, but I like any lineup that has at least Luka or Kyrie in it. That's basically what I'm with this team. As long as you have either one of the two in the lineup, I'm fine with the lineup now with the rest of the players we have on this team. Except for Maxi Kleber. And Dwight Powell in them, but that's the end of the bench, guys. Y'all know not those guys. Obviously, somebody gonna say, "Oh, you talk about them?" No, not those guys.
You need those guys.
Gina Kim says Kyle Whistle is so non-existent. Trey Dame, Ja, SGA, and many other guards getting calls, but not Kai. When he gets smothered, he got to start flopping.
What's y'all's theory on that? Because it's true.
They get mesmerized by his play.
Is it just they think he's so stinking slippery that he's not getting the contact? Like, I don't understand.
I think they're sitting there watching the show, and their mouth is just open, and they're just stuck.
So you don't think it's like a bias or anything like that?
I think it's partially that. That's a different, because of situations. No, I think Kyrie not the most popular outside of the players in basketball,
But I do think part of it, because even before
Kyrie's players and the fans.
Yes, Kyrie's whistle has never been great.
Yeah,
even before all them issues. I think they're just mesmerized. Think about, I was saying in Playback today, Steph Curry gets fouled a lot on 3-point shots. They just run through him sometimes. And it'd be like, it just mesmerized because he can make those shots all the time. Because Kyrie's superpower is his handles, they get mesmerized watching, and he'll get like hit while he's doing it. Like, just even though I can still keep control of the ball, you still got to call the foul. And he'll just go and do it.
But
and they'll step right, and the referee will step right over him as they going back down the
end. Kyrie doesn't complain. He just looks and then says, "All right, well, get up and go do it."
When I think about Kyrie, though, and I know they're different players, but they're as far as the handles go, the electricity of the handle. Like I think of someone like AI. AI got to the line all the time. He was a little guy who was attacking, and I mean, now his game was more at the cup than Kyrie. Yes. Kyrie's a much better shooter than AI was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like AI he lived at the line, you know? And I'm just like, he had that he was taking contact, he was taking hits, and they gave him respect. I was just like, man, Kyrie needs a little bit of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyrie's a little bit more of a magician than AI, and that's no disrespect.
Sure.
Yeah, he's one of the greatest magicians of the basketball of all time.
No, yeah.
But like his finishing at the rim, like AI would I feel like go more into your body and even go into more of a like at the end and all. Kyrie still finesse trying to get the ball and like find a way different angles and that type of stuff. So I don't know. I just think it's a different game, but that's a good comparison though. I think they just get mesmerized by Kyrie's game and they stop calling the whistle. They say, "Oh, that wasn't a foul. We should have made that."
Oh,
okay. Let's get a few more questions in.
I got you.
We'll call it a night.
This one for TMP. Rich is a Glow Yard member. He says, "TMP, great job. I enjoyed your takes today. I agree with some. LOL."
Thanks, Richard. I appreciate that.
Gina Kim says, "I heard Luka knees were bleeding." I heard so too. I hope not. I didn't really pay attention. Was that true? Y'all think he still hurt from preseason? I don't know what to say, man.
I don't know, Gina. Yeah, I don't know. His knees were bleeding. It was bleeding pretty bad, man. That whole kneecap was like red, man. So I don't know.
Oh gosh.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not, bro.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's not a good look. TGK also says salute to TMP.
My guy.
Jeez. Yeah. Gina Kim said agreed. The refs won't respect him unless he shuts up and plays his game. They just waiting to give him a tech and not call fouls for him. Kai doesn't get calls either, but he doesn't complain.
Yeah, it's fair.
No lie.
Gina Kim also says, I just don't understand why no one talks to Luka, but at the same time, Luka shouldn't need anyone to tell him anything. He knows all of this, but still does it, and he has to change that himself.
Yeah. Nobody can make you do it, man. It's your choice.
Yep. Gina Kim said, facts TMP, he shouldn't be given respect. He should have the MJ whistle. Oh, I guess about when you said about Luka should get it.
Oh man, if you get the MJ whistle, it's a wrap.
I mean, that's a championship right there.
I'm telling you, man.
Gina Kim also says, man, MJ used to go to referees and be like, "You missed that call," and like, "I'll get it next time."
And they're like, "Sorry, Mike. Sorry."
Next time,
hey, Mr. Jordan. As he walking back down the other end, then he'll blow the whistle. You know what? Come on back. You're right. I'm sorry. Come on back.
Yeah. The league knew where their bread was buttered. That's for darn sure.
Oh yeah.
Gina Kim says, and I don't think he would take any offense to anyone calling him out. Facts. His coach overseas would get on him when he was younger. All he needs is someone saying something and he'll lock in. But who? That's how I feel usually when somebody says something.
I feel that too. I don't think he's one of these guys whose like ego is so astronomical that he can't take criticism. He's so hard on himself publicly, right? He's like, this is my fault. I'm the He blames himself constantly. So I think if a coach or a player who he respected already came along and said, hey, brother, we got this right here. This thing with the refs or whatever it is, like, let's work it out. Let's make an agreement that whatever it is, like, I feel like he could hear that. And I don't know the man, so maybe he is a monster behind the scenes. I don't know. I've never heard that. I've never read that. I mean, he's just so quick to criticize himself that I feel like if a coach came along or a teammate or whatever, like came along and just said something, I think he'd tighten up on it.
He seems to hate being called a crybaby. Maybe the coaches should call him a crybaby. I'm just saying, like, you see, whenever the crowd call him a crybaby, he always hit shots and then yell at the crowd saying crybaby this and all that stuff. So I'm like, maybe y'all should do this type of, like, I don't know, tough love and say, man, you being a crybaby and see if he says, okay, I got something for you.
All right, here's the 4D chess move. The Mavs should just plant fans in all away arenas. They're gonna scream "Crybaby"
Yes.
at Luka just the whole game, and just watch him like destroy,
off.
tear that
Yep.
place down.
Daniel says tough loss for the Mavs, fellas, but again, this goes back to not going after the loose balls and not allowing second chance points. Rockets did whatever they wanted in that department. Facts.
Yep.
And TGK said no, King. The white pile. Gina Kim said, I think Luke is overthinking it. He's so focused on trying to find a shot and flow that he's forgetting to be a playmaker. We know he can be. Facts. And where we at, Rob? We get two more in. Gina, hold up, Richard. He says, TMP, just so you know, Super Dwight and layup line Max, he missed a lot, both suck. Gina Kim says, Power Wow was definitely a curveball. Shout out to the GOAT. Let me get these last two. Gina Kim, no, DJJ better. We got to trade Najee because he's so bad and doesn't contribute to anything. And Daniel says, plus happy Halloween to you fellas as well. Question for you, though, best Halloween candy of all time. Anything gummy for me.
Oh, you're good.
I like chocolate candy.
Yeah, I'm a gummy guy.
Oh, I'll go the different way and then just say I think I'll take Skittles. Anytime you give me Skittles, I'll take Skittles.
To top this evening off, guys. Hard just passed up Luka for most triple doubles in history.
Okay, Luka just went past him, so he was like one behind him.
Yeah, I guess they flip flop.
Yeah, they flip flop.
Harden. Oh gosh. All right.
Yeah,
he's been playing well.
I told you about them Clippers. I ain't gonna say nothing though, bro. I said about them Clippers. Man, I saw in the preseason, man.
King said he was top 3, man, in the West this year.
Nah, I ain't say that, but I said they're gonna be competitive and all. They're gonna be better than y'all think. It's about James Harden just being able to take them across the finish line. But they got a bunch of athletes and they play great defense.
They play defense like madmen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all great. You know my stance. I want to see what you do in the playoffs.
Oh, that you know already. Yeah. I ain't worried about him in the playoffs.
Yeah, he your number one. He your point of attack guy in the playoffs. So, okay, we'll see how that go. But yeah, man. Listen, guys, we definitely appreciate everybody, man, rocking with your boys tonight. We definitely appreciate our guest TMP coming in, man, and joining us for. I know it's a loss. Yeah. We had a great conversation tonight, man. Definitely appreciate you joining us, man. Listen, guys, if you are new to the channel, if you're into Dallas Maverick content, you guys are in the right place. Hit that subscribe button, man, and join us over here. We have these conversations after every game. Win, lose, or draw, because I know a lot of people aren't too happy right now with this loss. Not too happy with how the season is beginning right now, even though I know we're 3-2. Feels a little clunky right now, but I think we'll get there, y'all. Also, to everybody, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Help us get the algorithm up to find more Mavs fans like yourselves here, guys. Also, too, man, y'all want to become a member of the channel. Just simply hit that join button right there next to the subscribe button. Join us here on Fridays, guys. We have members only Fridays on every Friday. But listen, if a game falls on a Friday, y'all, we have our members only post game shows on Fridays, guys, where the members of the channel join us up here on stage and we talk about the game that day. Also, too, guys, if you are into other Mav content, you guys can follow TMP. I got all of his information down in the description box. Man, a lot of y'all follow him on Twitter. Didn't even know it was him.
Yeah, that's true.
Mavs highlights. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people follow him on Mavs highlights on Twitter, man. But if y'all not, follow him on Mavs highlights on Twitter. Follow him on TMP, the Mavs podcast on YouTube, guys. So I got all this information down in the description box below. But before we go, man, you got last words you want to say, TMP?
No, thank you guys so much for having me back on after a win sometime, so we can all celebrate when Luka's on a roll and Kyrie's, bringing home these dubs.
Got to break your streak, man. Shout out to TGK, man. I think he only came on our show.
It was just elves every time.
Every time.
I think he came up with one win.
Yeah, it was one. I think the last one was a win when he finally broke the streak.
I think that was the only one he ever came on our show. It was actually one win, man. So other than that, it was all losses, man. Because he's like, man, finally came onto the show with a win.
There you go.
So shout out to him on that one, man. But yeah, man, like I said, appreciate you joining us, man. Please follow him. We all got all his information down in the description box. Scroll on down there and follow him on his YouTube channel and, of course, on his Twitter channel. Twitter page, I should say. King, anything else you want to add before we roll?
Share, more share. Like is an equivalent of share. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say about the Mavs. We better not lose on Sunday, though. I'm mad if we lose Sunday. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But yes, please share and all of that nonsense. We're on our way to 5,000. No Paolo, praise to him. He's playing like an MVP. We got to beat the Orlando Magic. But yeah, other than that, go Mavs, man. We should win on Sunday and keep it going. Keep it moving. Let's go.
Man, please, Mavericks, please just take care of business on Sunday, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Eventually, we gotta turn that corner, man. So
yeah,
it is what it is. But listen, man, it is your boys, Relle and King of We Talk Mavs. We talk Dallas Mavs from a fan's perspective, guys. We got our guest TMP in the building. We will be back here, like King just said. Well, for the members, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. But for everybody else, we'll see y'all on Sunday after the Mavs play the Orlando Magic. Same map time, same map channel. Go Mavs, and we out.
Peace.